Hi there everybody, it's Chris here at Blue Rhino Safaris. I was a little bit quiet for a while because I was working on a new tour. You've given me a bit of work to do, and I've been quite busy with the new tour. So it's on the website. I've looked at all the results. Thank you very much for everybody responding. And looking at all the results, we could figure out more or less what people wanted to do. And I started building the tour. If you go onto the 2020 website, or the plan for 2020, you'll see KZN compile your own tour, and it's right there. You're welcome to go and have a look at it. It's basically finished. The tour will happen in October. It will be a KZN tour. It will be 50 nights in total, but as I said, it's hop on, hop off, so you can choose the nights that you want to join the tour for. So you can build a tour based on your needs and what you want to do. So I quickly want to discuss the tour as we go through. The itinerary is on the website, so you can have a look at the itinerary. The map we'll discuss right now. The price list is here, and you'll see it's broken down in 10 sections. Some have one night, some have 2 nights, some have repeats. It all depends on what made the most sense to do it. So, for example, section 1 is 1 night, and that's our first night at Scottsboro, and that section ends after the Beaver Creek coffee tour. So it includes your Beaver Creek coffee tour that you have to do, or that you can do. That price is included in the price. The campsite for the night, that's all included. Then the second section is 2 nights, where we start at Cobham, we end at Cobham, so 2 nights at Cobham, and we do Sani Pass for the day. And there's a price for the 2 nights. So the price that you see on the right hand side is the section's price. It's not per night, it is the price for that section. So if you asked for 700 Rand a night, you're happy to pay that. There's 1,400 Rand for the 2 nights, which makes it 700 per person. Also, don't forget you get a discount. For every night that you spend on the tour, I give you 1% discount. So if you do 10 nights, you get 10% discount on the whole tour. And that is how the prices will be calculated. So it's all on the website. You're welcome to go and have a look. Let me go through it first of all. So the map looks as follows, and I used a bit of color to show a few of the different areas, so please don't get lost. We start on the south coast near Scottsboro, a very nice campsite on the beach, and we drive down to Port Edward, where we do the coffee tour. We have lunch there. Then the back roads up all the way to Cobham for the day. So we'll be in the camp at probably around 3-4ish in the afternoon. Have a nice relaxed afternoon. And we are there for 2 nights. Then section 2 is the next section, where it's the 2 nights plus Sani Pass. So we'll get up in the morning and I'll do a talk on 4x4 stuff with regards to hill descents, what you do on mountain passes, what you don't do, what your low range and high range is all about. So we'll do that first thing in the morning after breakfast, and then round about 10 o'clock or so we'll set off to Sani Pass. We'll drive up from the bottom to the top, and we'll have lunch or a beer or whatever at the top, and then come down again and back to Cobham. Why do I use Cobham? Cobham is the closest park next to Sani Pass. There's a few other places that's nicer, but further to drive and gravel roads, and I don't want to waste our time with unnecessary driving. So we're sleeping in Cobham for 2 nights, and we're doing Sani Pass. From there we hug the Drakensberg. We stay very close up to Giant's Castle, and at Giant's Castle we'll go in and we will do the main cave, which is the best example of Bushman paintings in the Drakensberg. It is a guided tour. The price is included in your price for that section. And we do the Drakensberg, and we end up at Royal Natal National Park at the top. Royal Natal we will sleep for 2 nights, but it's in 2 different sections. You'll see on the price list. The day between the 2 nights, we're going to go for about half a day walk. I'm thinking of doing the Tugela River. You can walk up the Tugela River valley towards the Tugela Falls, and the falls itself is about 10 kilometers walk, so I don't think we'll get there, but you are in and amongst the cliffs leading up to the waterfall. You can turn around at any time. You can carry on if you want to. It's a fairly easy walk. It's one of the flatter walks that you have in the Drakensberg. So it's a nice walk to just go out for half a day. The next morning we will travel down with the Tugela River. Our first stop will be at Spioenkop. Spioenkop Dam is in the Tugela River, so Spioenkop battlefield is right next to it. We'll pop up there and have a look at the battle in the Boer War between the the British and the Boers, and I'll show you what the issues were and why the battle ended like the way it did. Very interesting story, very interesting to see it. And then from there we will carry on for the day, traveling down with the Tugela River, through past Tugela Ferry, all the way down until we get to the Tugela mouth. There we sleep in a very nice campsite at the Tugela mouth, one of the best campsites around. And the next morning we head north to St. Lucia. We'll hike the coast and see what time allows. We might pop into Mtunzini, maybe into Richards Bay, just to show you what the towns look like. And we will go to St. Lucia. St. Lucia we're going to sleep for 2 nights. And the idea with that is if we early enough in the afternoon, they do have a boat ride on Lake St. Lucia where you can see the crocs and the hippos in the area. And then the next day we'll take the whole day and we will visit Hluhluwe National Park. We were split between 2 days or 1 day for Hluhluwe, but Hluhluwe is it's not a very big park, so I'm a bit scared that 2 days is going to be a little bit too long. And some people are going to say, well, we're wasting our time because it's, once we've seen the park and we've seen the animals, that's fine. We have another park coming in any case, another 2 parks. So we're just going to do 1 night in Hluhluwe. So we go in early in the morning, you take your coffee mugs with, I take my kettle and I boil water for you. So when we do coffee stops, you just bring your mug and your coffee and I will do the hot water for you. So we do Hluhluwe for the day, the second night at St. Lucia, and then the next day we go up to Cape Vidal. But our day will be pretty much visiting the Crocodile Center in St. Lucia. It is one of the must-do things in St. Lucia. Because crocodiles are a big feature of the Lake St. Lucia area. So we'll do the Crocodile Center, that is included in your ticket. And also they have a bit of a snake park. There's a very interesting snakes in that area, very different from the rest of South Africa. And then we'll end up at Cape Vidal. It's a bit of an expensive night. Cape Vidal is quite expensive, but it's a very special night. It's normally fairly quiet, it's a fishing hotspot, but it's a nice beach area, so we'll spend the night at Cape Vidal. From Cape Vidal we go around the lake, you can't pass through there. We'll go around to Sodwana Bay area, and at Sodwana Bay we're just going to pop in and stay there for the night for people to see what Sodwana is all about. Very pretty place, you can snorkel there, there's a few things that can be done at Sodwana Bay. Then from Sodwana, we will use the back roads. We'll go past Lake Sibaya, we'll go past Mabibi, the Black Rock area, all the way up to Cozy Bay, where we'll stay for 3 nights. Those 3 nights are also a section on its own because we're going to do the mouth and the Cozy Bay lake systems on the 1 day, and we're going to do Tembe Elephant Reserve up here for the other day. Again, those fees are all included in that section. So if you join me for those 3 days, all those activities are included in that. Once we are done there, it's back inland and we'll head back towards Louwsburg, which is near Vryheid in northern Natal. And this is still in the Natal Bushveld. It's a very pretty area, very mountainous. And Itala Game Reserve is one of the the newest reserves in South Africa. We're going to be there for 2 nights. They do walk-in safaris. It's a very pretty reserve, suitable for walk-in safaris, and a very nice place. No fences, really just out in the wild in a game reserve, and very, very nice. So we're going to spend the last 2 nights there, and that is also a section on its own. And that basically covers the map of the area. As I say, the sections, the prices are on the website, so you're welcome to have a look at that. Let me just give you a few little bits of information on selecting the route and how I think about it and how I arrive at this. There's a few things that's still giving me a little bit of a headache and I'm trying to figure out how to do it. So I always want to do as little travel as we have to on a day. The longest travel I have on this day would be the Tugela River section, which is a nice day's drive. Not a full day. It's about 380 kilometers. So it's not like a 600k day, but it is a long day. Should I break it up? Should I not break it up? If I break it up, then it's too short sections and people are going to say, well, you're wasting our time. So that is why I would leave that as it is. The roads itself, we have good tar roads, so I'm not too worried about the traveling. All the way up to Cobham is a decent tar road. Once we start hugging the Drakensberg, we go into gravel. The gravel road is not too bad, and time-wise, it's the same time to drive up to Bergville on the gravel road than it is to go via Pietermaritzburg on the tar road. So in that sense, that will work well. The main caves adds a little bit to the cost, but it's a nice walk. They've introduced eland into the park, so there's nice eland in the area, and you see the paintings with the eland on the face of the mountain, and you turn around and there's a herd of eland walking around. So you can make the connection. And I'll tell you about rock art. The guide there will also tell you a little bit about the rock art in the area. Very rich in rock art. The Okaslamba Drakensberg Park is the World Heritage Site in South Africa that has both statuses, both culturally as well as natural beauty. It's the only one in South Africa. The others are one or the other. That one has status for both cultural and natural beauty. The Tugela River is a very interesting river. There's a lot of history, so that's why I would like to include it. We'll stop 2, maybe 3 times during the day for a coffee and just relax a little bit. The coastal route is very nice. The crocodile farm is something that you think, I've seen a crocodile, I've done it, I don't want to do a crocodile again. But it's really interesting. And if you are visiting Lake St. Lucia and you do the crocodile farm at the same time, not farm, the center, then you can start connecting what you've seen there with what its natural habitat is. So we'll chat a bit about crocodiles, why you don't get them in certain rivers, and where would you find them, and what would be the issues. Tlhotloe, as I said, just a nice one-day outing, full day out and enjoyable. And then this coastal section is a bit of sand driving, so it would be nice for you guys to feel a little bit of the sand and to learn a bit more about sand driving. We visit beaches as far as we can, and if we can find someone that can do a leatherback turtle tour for us or something like that, then we'll try and work that in. We've got enough nights there to do that. And then Itala, the last night, very new, very modern, and nice to see something new in South Africa. So I think the tour is very balanced. You can join any bit that you want to. Any of the sections you can combine. You can do one on the front and one on the back end, whatever you feel like. The dates are on the website, so have a look at that. The prices are on the website, have a look at that, and make your bookings as soon as possible. I'm going to limit the number of people on the trip to about 12 people maximum at any point. We'll see how the bookings go and who wants to do what and how we work that one. And then for the person that wins the competition for this building this thing, all your entries have been received. So the competition is going to draw to a close. And because it ended up being a 15-day tour, I'm not going to give you a 15-day tour for free. But what I'll do is, everybody said they would like to have a trip around about 5 days, or they would join the tour for about 5 days. That's about the average. So I'm going to give you 5 days for 2 people, any 5 days on the trip. 5 days for 2 people, you can join for free. You need a 4x4 vehicle if you want to do the section up here because it's sandy. If you just do the Drakensberg section, then you can just have a normal vehicle. Not too much of an issue. This is a bad gravel road, but it's not so bad. We'll survive it. So a bakkie is probably the best that you would need for that. So the winners, it will be for 2 people, and it will be any of the 5 nights that you would get for free. So something that you guys asked about as well is when I plan a trip, how do I do it? One of the things would be to find the ideal space for a tour. Now this year we're looking to do it in the second half of the year, not when it's too hot. So December is out. I'm in Uganda in December in any case. November I'm doing northern Zambia. So it would be October or September. September's still a little bit cool. But you can start doing it. I do have a trip early in September, so we're looking at October. Will it work for us? Yes, the temperatures in October is around about 20 to the mid-20s in the Durban area, which is a nice temperature. It's fairly dry already because it is summer rainfall area, and that means when we get to Hlui and Itala and the elephant park, we will have animals that's closer to the water, so they will be more congregated, so the animals should be good. The temperature for crocodiles doesn't really matter too much, but if it's not too cold, then they're a little bit more active. We also have season for the turtles and the whales. The whales around about November, they are still in the area, so there's a good chance of us of seeing various different things on the trip. So I think October will be a good time to do it, and it will be in the beginning of October. All right, any questions, let me know. Otherwise, it's all on the website. Cheers.